and Junebuggy's back, and tonight we've got something special for everybody. Tonight, we get to talk about Junebuggy going to Washington, D.C. We've been twice now, Madeline and I have, and we're going a third time, and we're going a third time, and we are going with the church. When this recording actually drops, we'll be heading with the church the following week. But the first time we went to D.C. December. I believe it was December. I know the show was December 13th. The show we're talking about.
What show?
Well, the show we're talking about is the John Cena's last match. And when we went there, that was the plan. We got tickets to go to that, and my sister came with us. But one of the things that and I'll tell you this, one of the things that we learned, and you can chime in on this, traffic's terrible in D.C. Just nothing. You get there, you're like, oh boy, we got there, and it's 30 minutes, even though it's 2 miles from everything.
You ever wake up and say, man, I wish there was a lot more people around me and a lot less road? Then DC is the place for you.
DC is the place. A lot more people, a lot less road. And which, like I said, we went the first time, and we went blind. We didn't know what to expect.
If you like to pay for everywhere you park, DC is the place for you.
Well, that, and we, again, like I said, we took my truck the first time, and we stayed on Capitol Hill, but it was a beautiful place. A very beautiful place on Capitol Hill we stayed. We stayed in I stayed in a one-bedroom condo. Guy was very nice. Shout out to Dan from Washington, D.C., who's from Raleigh. Learned him and his brother from North Carolina. So we went there, and
the real greatest state.
Oh yeah,
you can go to the capital of the country, D.C., but you've not lived until you've been to the capital of North Carolina.
True.
Raleigh.
Well, true, and the traffic's a little bit better in Raleigh. But I will say one of my favorite things that we did up there the first time, which it wasn't, let me put it in a better terms, I wouldn't say my favorite, but we did get some walking in that first day. We tried to find a Metro bus, and we couldn't find it.
If you like to ride Metro buses, DC is the place.
So
if you're good at that kind of thing, it takes a skill.
I credit the
skill that I don't have.
I credit the bus drivers. I credit the bus drivers for being able to drive through all that mess.
I know my mom, I said, I miss when we were little and you had to take us on vacation because you would be figuring out that stuff like the Metro bus and how to get everywhere and do everything while me and my brother just were being bad little kids in the background.
Well, and I drive a truck for now, and I was talking to Dad about it, and we went up there, and I told Dad, I said, Dad, I think I've figured this out. This is not the place I'd want to put a truck in. And he told me, he said, Junior, he said, New York, D.C., Los Angeles. Those are the three places that are the toughest to put a truck in. Well, and he's right. Now, New York and D.C.
toughest to drive, period.
Well, not in a small car. We learned it the second go-around that if we had a smaller compact vehicle, it was easier to get around and park.
The best time to drive is like 12 o'clock noon.
Well, yeah.
That's the last. I mean, I would say midnight, but I wasn't awake at midnight.
Right.
Around.
Well, and we learned, again, we're going to go through both trips, but we learned the second time when we left on Sunday. And when we left that Sunday, it was, we left at 7:30. We didn't have any issues. And we learned too, we looked for a Walmart, if you remember. We couldn't, and
there was one underground.
The parking was underground.
It looked like a downtown store from the outside, but then you went in the parking garage, and then there was a whole Walmart right there.
Oh yeah, and you had to
Blew
go
my mind.
and you had to go up an elevator just to get into the or an escalator. I believe there was an escalator, but
And you had to pay like 10 cents for a grocery bag.
more than that, $1.
I don't remember. I don't even think they had a lot of grocery bags there.
No, because a lot of people just
But, like-
buggied them out and carried them.
Well, like if you just go to the grocery store here, they just slap them in your plastic bag. But
Oh yeah,
I don't like to hand out anything.
oh no, but
Yeah, at the museums and stuff, it was definitely like $1 to get a tote bag.
well, that and we had a lady in class in my public speaking class do a persuasive speech.
Plastic bags.
Like on plastic and paper and everything, like trying
Sure.
to persuade. I can't remember if she was trying to persuade to use paper or plastic or use something else.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that she did was she gave the statistic of how much bags cost up north, and she used Maryland,
Yeah.
and $2 to $3 a bag, and you're paying on top of your groceries. You're paying for a bag, and which down here in North Carolina, we're not paying.
I mean, I assume if you are taking the metro and walking, you probably don't want a plastic grocery bag. You probably are going to use. You want something more durable, a canvas bag.
Oh, sure.
And I used to actually like to take canvas bags to our food line. That was a big thing for a while. But then as soon as COVID hit, I remember they didn't want you to bring your own bag. Do you remember that? They didn't want you to bring your own bag or anything like that. I think that kind of... Like, it's not as big. They don't promote it as much as they used to.
No, and I do remember that actually. They came out and they told us, "Hey, no, we'll get it. Well, we've got plastic bags here," and they sanitized everything,
Yeah.
bag holders, everything. But like I said, that was the Walmart, and not only that, you go to DC, DoorDash is your best friend.
Yeah, I never knew why anyone would pay for the DoorDash because it's really expensive, right?
Oh yeah,
I can just get it in my car and pick it up, but you can't at DC. You can't just pick it up,
no, and I remember
especially if you don't know where you're going,
oh yeah,
and there's no parking.
and I remember going and we ordered. I think it was I can't remember what the name of the pizza place was, but we did a local place. I'm not going to say the cost of what we paid for it.
We the pizza.
That's right. It was We the Pizza. I kept trying to think like
I really liked the pizza. My sister-in-law didn't, but
well, no, she liked.
regardless,
I think she liked the garlic knots better.
oh, the garlic knots were really good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And but then the pizza,
Regardless, we wouldn't have made it if
we didn't have DoorDash.
right.
We and when we did that, I got a deep dish Detroit style pizza, and now that was good. And for never trying Detroit style pizza, with the cheese on the bottom, the sauce on top, you've got to try it at least one time. Now, I'm a big Chicago deep dish guy, but that was really good. The pizza was okay, and the breakfast was okay, but you could definitely tell you weren't in the South anymore. You were not in North Carolina. But
You may think you're still in the South because technically you're halfway in Virginia, I guess.
I think you're
on one side.
right. You're close. You're on
the other side. You're on the Maryland side, but it's not. The rest of Virginia is very different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I liked about DC, besides all the customs that we had to get used to, we went and visited. Let's see, the first time we did was we got up there Thursday, stayed Friday and Saturday. We went to the Smithsonian on Friday, and we went to the Museum American History, and I think that was the only one we got to go to. And one of the things I enjoyed the most about that trip was the first thing we walked into was George Washington, and he was ripped up. He was ripped. I mean, muscles everywhere, and I'm thinking, this is not a real depiction of him, but
I'm pretty sure it was historically accurate. I'm pretty sure.
oh yeah,
His biceps were just bulging out.
oh yeah, and we do have pictures, guys. We will post them on our pages. But that was
it's kind of what you when you think of DC and government, you're like, yeah, this embodies it.
oh yeah, DC, Washington. We got to see. I believe we saw, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head because I went back and looked at the pictures. We got to see a presidential podium in there and got to read little bits of speech, and we got to see. Man, we got to see.
There's a lot. There was like a bunch of like talking about elections and the history of those.
Well,
And yeah, and all the president stuff.
the one of my favorite parts was the first lady dresses.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. There have all the first lady dresses.
And the first time we went, Melania Trump's current dress was not up. But the second time we went, it was. But we got to see them. We got to see the Civil War, some wartime history. We got to see some old baseball history.
Like honestly, if you're planning a trip to DC, you could
live in that museum.
You could do a whole week and maybe just even that part of the museum. And there's a lot of museum in DC.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Oh, absolutely. You've got and it's not just the natural history, American History Museum. There's the Natural History Museum, which
you could spend a week in there just along too.
Oh, absolutely.
You can see the Hope Diamond.
We did that the second time.
Diamond.
We did that the second time, and it was amazing.
Honestly, there's a lot of if you're into rocks. So many cool rocks.
Oh yeah, that was the Natural History Museum. Let's stick with the first one first, the first trip first, then we'll get to the second one.
Yes, and it's also good.
Let's see, and one of the things we did both times, which I found very awesome, the Lincoln Memorial. And if you go to DC, and I'm just recommending this every time you go, no matter if you've seen it 100 times or just one time, always go see the memorial. The memorial was one of my favorites.
I really want to see it at night.
Oh yeah. We never saw it at night.
My brother says that's the time to go, and I think there's actually tours you can get to tour the different monuments.
Oh yeah,
at night. I haven't done that, but it sounds cool.
Sounds cool, but I didn't know nothing about that, but until we left actually the second time. But so we went and saw the Lincoln Memorial. We went to. Let's see, I believe we got the pizza the second night because we got Chick-fil-A the first night. Then on Saturday, the first time, we went to the Lincoln Memorial on Saturday. And we went there, and then we went over to the arena. And we lucked out on the arena.
Okay, didn't we go to... No, I guess because we did leave from DC from the arena.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, and we lucked out. We were looking for a parking spot, and we were looking, and we were there at the arena. Didn't realize where we were parking, and I didn't anyway.
It was in Chinatown.
But we were under the arena, and when we didn't realize that we took the elevator up, and we parked in the arena. We still had, I think we parked at 3, and we went to a library, which I thought was pretty cool. The big libraries, and the libraries are huge in DC, guys. I'm just saying, if you want to get lost in DC, museums, libraries, monuments.
Yeah, I can't remember the name right now, but even the library had its own like museum.
Was it called the Martin Luther King Library?
Yeah, that's it. Martin Luther King Library. And it had like its own exhibits too. So you could walk around and do all of those. It was pretty cool.
Right. I remember.
And the metro station was having a pop-up shop. So you could buy your metro merch.
Well, and
it had
WWE was there, and WWE had their own shop that we went to. We bought a couple of things of, like I said, it was all based around John Cena's last match.
John Cena hype was real.
Oh yeah, and I believe that's why DC was so busy that weekend. I'm fully convinced of that because there was. I don't want to say 20,000 in that arena. I'm pretty sure that's close. That's accurate. However, but we got to the arena. We saw the show, and it was a good show.
Don't even get me started.
I thought the show was good. I thought everything went good on that. And I've never.
There was so much hype and so much build up.
And again,
for what? A tap out.
Well, and again, I think that was the right call, but we won't get into that. But
that's for another podcast.
Yeah. But we did that, and again, I enjoyed going there the first time in that arena, and the first time I got to see John Cena, it was John Cena's last match. Of course, that's the second time I've seen a first and last match that I've been to. Like the
second time I've seen a.
Well, no. But so what I'm saying is so the first time I went to last match was Sting's last match, and that's the first time I ever saw him live. That was in Greensboro in 23. I want to say 23. It may have been 24. I mean, it may have been 24. And then we went to John Cena's last match, and that was the only time I'd ever saw him live. Of course, then we drove home. Snow was coming, and that was our DC adventure the first time. Now, again, we had the Silverado the first time. Parking was a nightmare. The second time, we kind of knew what we were getting into, and the second time let's set the backstory a little bit on this one. It was cherry blossoms. Am I right in saying that? The cherry blossoms?
Yeah, that's the reason I wanted to go.
Right, and I remember it was like a week after the first time, and the guy Dan, he told me, he said, Junior, anytime you want to come up and you want me to open some dates, just send me a message over the Airbnb and do that. And I will say he was nothing but gracious and a great host. And if you ever get a chance to stay at his place on Capitol Hill, it is awesome. And he's very accommodating. And like I said, we messaged back and forth. I was like, look, these are the days I'm looking at coming. Can we open those up? And he said, what dates? He said, yeah, we can open those up. I don't have anybody staying. You want me to open them up for? I said, go for it. He opens them up, we pay. And then a week before the trip, I hurt my back. And this isn't just it's a little stinger. This is, I'm in some trouble here. And I couldn't walk. Didn't think we was going to get to go morning of, but I mustered up. We got in the car, drove this, I want to say 6 hours because we took a different way. And got groceries on the way this time, about an hour out, and made it up there, same time, about as the next time. But then that Friday, we went back to the Smithsonian, and what was the Natural History Museum?
Yeah, we went to that one first.
And we went to 3 that day, right?
Yeah, we went to that one first where we saw the Hope Diamond.
That made the trip worth it to me.
If you have kids, that's a good one to go to. I think there was a lot of school groups there.
Right, absolutely. And we decided to go see that, and we saw a lot of rock formations, crystal formation, and those were the jewelry there was beautiful.
Yeah, highlights.
Oh yeah, the highlights of that, and we went to the Asian Art Museum, and I thought that was going to be a letdown. I'm not going to lie to you, and there wasn't as many people there.
It's a good place to go after the History Museum, so you can relax.
It was quiet. It was relaxing, and you got to see quite a bit of art that I would have never thought that I would have got to see.
Yeah, the layout's a bit confusing. It has like 3 levels.
Oh, yeah.
And you come in on one, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
What was your favorite part of that museum?
There was this really big Buddha statue.
Oh, yeah.
That most of it was, I guess, lost to time. But even with what was left, you could still just see the artistry in it.
Buddha shrine. The Buddha shrine.
Yeah, there was also a Buddha shrine with like I don't know thousands, but it felt like 1,000 like Buddha statues.
Oh, absolutely. We also saw, man, what was it? And this is something I didn't know. Like, saw statues with like chipped, like hands or ears. Something was chipped.
Yeah, he was asking me why are all the hands missing, and it's like that's like kind of the weakest part on the sculpture if you think about it.
Right.
So those are usually going to, be your weakest point. They're going to erode or break faster than, your main statue part.
Oh yeah, and so, but again, very great statues. And again, this was all on Friday, and we stayed there for a while Friday. And what else was there that we saw there that I enjoyed? There was like a, can't think of what you call them. Scroll.
Yeah.
The art on those scrolls was absolutely amazing, and very, very talented people did that.
And the gardens right there surrounding the building, also very beautiful.
Oh yeah,
and of course the cherry blossoms.
We saw the cherry blossoms. Oh yeah, and it was raining that day. So
Is that the day? Did we go back to the
we did go back to the American
History Museum that day too?
And that's what I'm saying. Melania's dress was there the second time, and we saw stuff we didn't see the first.
Yeah,
time.
we went to the wing we didn't have time to go to before.
I believe it was like a old movie style one, because we saw Star Wars.
Yeah, it's kind of like the history of media.
Oh yeah, and me being in media, that was something I loved and enjoyed. We saw old cell phones, we saw flip phones, Blackberries.
Oh yeah, well that was in the science one. They had a cell phone exhibit in that one, and then the media one in the history, which makes you feel old.
Remember the box TV?
Yeah.
I sent that to my buddy Tyler.
Because it's like...
And by the way, shout out to Tyler.
Kids don't know what
and I sent that and I said, this would scare a child since they don't know what it is. But it tells our history of TVs, phones. Everything's come so far. And man, we saw a car too. We saw a couple of cars that I thought was amazing, but I can't remember the cars. I didn't take pictures.
Yeah, I don't remember the context.
Right, I didn't take pictures. Okay. I wish I had taken pictures of those. And then we saw, oh my goodness, what else did we see? There was something else, and I'm trying to picture it. It's gone. It's slipping.
Of a place?
It was in that museum. No, it was in that.
Oh, in the
bar. And I can't remember.
The gift shop.
Well, no.
Actually, I didn't realize this for a while, but going through the gift shops, they also have like little cards you can take for free.
Oh yeah,
and that gives you like history too. So you can potentially make your own little museum when you get home. You do like scrapbook.
Oh yeah, and we saw that, and like I said, those were the 3 museums we saw the second time. And just saying, there was more than that, and we still didn't see it all.
Yeah.
We didn't see the African Art Museum. I think it was closed when we went.
Yeah, we went right before it was closing, and they had a lot of beautiful cherry trees right there.
Oh, yeah. And then we got close to the monument.
Yeah, and that was also close to, I think, the Lincoln. Not the Lincoln. Jefferson.
Not Lincoln.
There was another one there.
Well, the Jefferson one was close to the Arlington Cemetery.
What's the one that it's really tall tower?
That's the monument.
No, the Washington. Isn't there a Washington?
So yeah, that's the Washington Monument you're thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and
that's the one the African History Museum.
That's the one that was closest to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that. We got back to the place that night. That was the end of that day.
Also, the Albert Einstein Memorial is down there.
Did we see that?
Yeah, it's really close to the Lincoln one.
Okay.
and the Vietnam Memorial. All the memorials are right there.
The one that I didn't get to go into and I forgot about was the Holocaust Museum, which is right there on it.
That's another one I want to go to.
And so Saturday, we made the decision to go to the Arlington Cemetery and the Lincoln Memorial. And let's talk about the cemetery first. And
Yeah,
we
second day was our
outdoor day.
Yeah.
We almost walked that cemetery, and I'm glad we didn't. We decided
it was kind of cold out there.
Well, not only
Also,
we'd have got lost.
Make sure you pack a lot of appropriate clothes.
Yeah, pack the appropriate gear for the time of
You
year.
never know the temperature's going to be.
I thought that it was going to be warm. It was not. And
one day it was kind of warm, but it was raining. So
right.
And then the next day was much cooler.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, so we get to the Arlington Cemetery. We think it's we almost walked it, but we decided to take the tour. And we took the tour, went up, and saw beautiful, beautiful cemetery plots, and learned a lot. It's where we learned that William Taft created the 7th inning stretch because he had to stand up in the middle of the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah, and apparently back then it was a safety concern if the president was standing.
Oh yeah,
everyone was standing.
So. That's it. That's why they call it the 7th inning stretch for you history nerds of baseball.
A stretch.
So we learned that, and then we got to probably my favorite part of this trip, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. And I didn't have high expectations. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, I honestly didn't really think it was going to be that impressive.
But what made it so impressive was the amount of respect that was shown, because it was so quiet, and you have to be quiet while you're outside. When you're watching the guard go marching, you have to be quiet. That's one of the rules. And we got to see the changing of the guard, which I thought was really awesome. That was amazing. And they require everybody to stand up for that because there's steps there and people were sitting. But as soon as they come out,
any other time you can sit down.
Oh, absolutely. And then there was history pieces in the or at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Yeah, they had like a little exhibit there too.
Right, and we went to the Lincoln Memorial the second time. And we've never timed it right where the weather's just perfect.
Yeah, there was a lot more people, I would say, at the Lincoln Memorial the second time.
Oh yeah. Well, remember it is December the first time.
Yeah, the weather was nicer as far as seeing stuff outside.
Oh yeah, we saw again the cherry blossoms. We passed the monument. And the gift shop at the Lincoln Memorial was all cherry blossom gift shop. So there is a theme. The time of year,
serious about their.
Oh, absolutely. And then that's our second trip. Now the third time we're going up there, we'll be going up there in the middle of June. Again, when this episode drops, it will drop the week before we go, and we're going up there with our church. Shout out to Northwood Baptist Church. And we're going to be going up to pass out Bibles of books of John and Romans, Bible tracts, just spreading the gospel. And I believe there's quite a few people going on this trip. It'll be our first mission trip with the church.
So yeah, we've gone in winter, spring,
and now summer. So, and fall.
The only thing left is fall.
Yeah.
Probably not this year.
I will say it will be a year or two before we go back. I've been asked if I'm going to get a place of residency up there. I said
I was pretty bitter because in fifth grade, when I was in school, that was the trip to go to DC. Of course, when 9/11 happened,
oh yeah,
they moved it up to 8th grade.
Right.
I believe.
We never did it either in school.
Yeah, then I moved, and so I never got to go either.
Right. So it was, again, both times were fun. Both times.
But yeah, look at me now, twice in like a year.
Both times were adventurous. I enjoyed both times. They had their great spots. They had their down spots. But I will also say that this next time it's going to be more of a work trip.
Yeah.
but I believe
A different experience, but a good
and this time we'll actually get to ride the metro.
one. So yeah.
So guys, that is Junebuggy come to Washington or going to Washington. Junebuggy
coming and going.
Junebuggy goes to Washington. And thank you all for listening to this podcast. Guys, thanks so much.
Shout out the socials.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to do. If you give me a minute.
Well, let me look up my social.
Well, guys, first of all, thank you all for listening to this podcast. Your listens mean everything to us, mean everything to me. And we've got some exciting things coming up. We are looking to go full-time weekly episodes. We're either going to start in July or August on that. And we are going to be producing fresh content weekly. Our socials, follow us on Instagram. We've got an Instagram now. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us, like and subscribe on YouTube. We are hoping by the time this drops, it won't happen, but we're hoping in July to be on Spotify. We're hoping to be on a couple more platforms to spread the podcast out. And
you can follow me on YouTube at Madeline LM17 or on Instagram at Madeline_LM.
Right. Then follow me. I'm at JJ the Junebuggy on Instagram. And of course, you all know my social on Facebook, Junior Mabe. But again, follow the Riding with Junebuggy page. Tell your friends about it. Share the podcast. Promote the podcast. We like to. We claim we're a faith-based. We're faith-based. We talk real-world topics like we did today, and we do promote local businesses. And I'm looking forward to that because we've got a couple of businesses that we're going to have on the pod, and that way we can promote them, talk about their business, talk about them, talk about their stories. We've got coming up back to school month in August, which is something I'm very excited about. And then in the later part of the year, we've got music ministers coming up. We got musicians coming up from churches. And just like I said, a lot going on with Riding with Junebuggy. Again, tell your friends, share the pod on Instagram, Facebook, like and subscribe on YouTube. Give it a listen, guys. And again, comments. If you have any comments, please make sure they're clean. Please make sure there's no profanity in them because kids do listen. Kids do watch this, the comments. And if we see any profanity-laced comments, we'll just turn the comments off and we won't allow comments. But guys, for Madeline Mabe, I am at JJ the Junebuggy, Junior Mabe, and we will see you next time on Riding with Junebuggy.